Hey everybody, this is Brian with Vermillion Enterprises. Today is February 6th, 2024, and it's Tuesday. So we had a very busy Monday. February has taken off just like the last half of January did. January turned out to be a really awesome month. The first 2 weeks were scary bad, but then it really kind of rocketed after that, and February has picked right up where January left off. But the reason why I'm making this video is we got a comment on our video yesterday that we put out that I thought we would go over a little bit. And we have, if you've watched a number of our videos, we've talked about this specific point numerous times. So, but clearly, think it warrants another video because of what this commenter said. I'll read it here in a second. I actually deleted the comment off of the main video because I thought it was just not something I wanted associated with my content, but I figured, well, you know what, maybe we should just make a video of it and talk about it. And we actually talked a little bit about this in the last video I did with Silver Seeker. But let me read the comment here. I'm not going to read the guy's name, but here's what he said. Silver is a con man's game. Never thought I would say that, but JP Morgan and the COMEX intentionally keep the price down. It's a waste of time, money, and energy. I lost 10 years from this trash. And then that's the end of his comment. Well, there's one part of that I do agree with is that JP Morgan and the COMEX, well, definitely JP Morgan. I'm not sure what the COMEX's role is in this yet. I do definitely believe that they're linked together. But JP Morgan, definitely I do believe has a role in that, Jamie Dimon specifically. I've said multiple times, whenever Jamie Dimon speaks, everyone should listen. I'm not saying that they should obey him or, step in line and follow him categorically and not follow him at all, but definitely listen to what the man has to say. Very important, whatever comes out of his mouth. And the reality is the price of silver is 100% fixed to the paper market. JP Morgan writes paper contracts without having to back them with physical. That's the reality of it. And so, yes, the price can be manipulated down. It largely appears that it is being manipulated down. We had a number of execs with JP Morgan that were arrested and fined a year ago, 2 years ago. I'm not sure the timeline on that. All affiliated with keeping or manipulating the price of silver down. But the reality is, the government has to have the price of silver manipulated down at this point in the game, because if they don't, we would really truly see what inflation is. It isn't this bullshit number, this bullshit CPI number, what was it, 3.9 that they came out with last time or whatever? We all know it's in the teens. It's probably closer to 15. We all know that. We can see it because we're living on Main Street. We see what price of food has gone up in the grocery stores. We see what the cost of living has done with taxation and insurance premiums. Some regions hit harder than others, for sure. Florida's getting crushed with taxes and insurance premiums at this point. And it's not only just what it costs for a hamburger, how much it's gone up, but the hamburger's smaller now too. That's the other side of it. So then there's a specific industry term for that. I think it's called shrinkflation. I'm not sure what it is. There's an actual term for that where not only the price goes up, but the size of the item that you're purchasing is going down. So, there's, instead of having 16 ounces of chips in the bag, you got 12 ounces of chips in the bag, but the price of the 12 ounce bag is now more or the same as what it was for the 16 ounce bag. And there's an industry term for that, but I just slip in my mind right now.
Craziness.
Craziness, yeah. Well, it's not craziness. It's just, it's a form of inflation. And if these were really put into the CPI number would be much higher than this. I think it was 3.9 that they came out with the other day, which is ludicrous. And we all know that. So back to this individual's comment, and I think a lot of people, and this was a conversation I had with Silver Seeker the other day, is that a lot of people are upset or turned off on silver because they jumped in without understanding actually what it is. And I kind of get that sentiment from this individual. I'm not saying that that is what is going on with this guy, but I think it definitely is the case for a lot of people that got in. They got in with bad information, first of all. There's a number of bad characters, operators, individuals out there who push silver, that it's going to the moon, that we're running out of silver, that you can't get silver, whatever, even to this day. And it definitely was the case at the beginning of COVID with the Reddit, what was the, what do they call it? Silver squeeze.
Silver squeeze.
Silver squeeze people. And they really pushed this narrative. And so people went out and they bought in hook, line, and sinker, a lot of people, and just bought whatever they could at whatever premiums because they really thought, they believed these individuals, and they believed that you couldn't get it. And that, they paid ungodly premiums that the reality is they'll probably never recover from. That's just, my gut. Some of these guys were buying silver at $40 to $50 an ounce. Well, silver's been north of $1 per ounce since 1964, and it's in that 60 years it's gotten up to 50, but it's never gone over 50 dollars per ounce. And so the fact that people were buying in at those rates, I mean, that's just unfortunately they were given bad advice. And also they were buying whatever, they were buying things that had super high premiums to begin with, more like collector silver than just bulk generic silver. And so, and we got some items out here right now, kind of what I'm talking about. This is, what I call investment grade silver, bulk silver. You got junk 90, 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 10 ounce bars, 100 ounce bars. If you're thinking about buying into silver, putting that as your position, great. These are the types of items that you would probably consider. But then people were also, buying stuff like this, which is just a pure collectible item, paying $60 to even $200-$300 an ounce for this stuff. And that's just, those are collectibles. Those aren't investment or speculative grade materials. But, you buy these things as gifts and whatnot. But unfortunately, a lot of people got burned buying these items that were, sold as investment grade. But silver and precious metal purchasing, that's never an investment. It's a speculation. It's one of two things. It's a speculation or it's a diversification of your portfolio. And so either you go into it thinking, okay, I'm going to buy this 100-ounce brick today because at some point in time, I think I'm going to be able to sell it for more than what I have into it. But in the meantime, it's a way of diversifying my portfolio and preserving my wealth in another form other than cash or digital, which is in the bank, and what you truly don't have control over it. The great thing about precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, is you actually physically own it. You hold it, that means it's yours. You have an IRA account or a 401k, or you got stocks, all that stuff can just be taken away. That's the reality of it. One way or another, it can either just be dissolved or it can be taxed away, feed away. I had a 401k back in the day, and I was looking at the fees on it, and I was just like, what's the point of this? So I got rid of that, and now we hold metal. So because that I feel like I have more control over than all of a sudden, which my package was with Chase, all of a sudden they say, this administration fee is this brokerage fee is that, and yada, yada, yada. And so I don't like that. But, silver, gold, platinum, you can avoid all that. Now the price can go down on you, obviously, that happens. But you have to educate yourself on what you're buying. And if you're going to rely on other people for your education, in the sense that you follow what they say, like, you go with their game plan. If you listen to some of these bad operators on YouTube, and I'm not going to name names, I don't have to, you guys already know who they are, and you follow them, you're going to lose. That's the reality of it. If you're buying into what they're saying without thinking about what they're saying, it's probably not going to go well for you. So that's one reason why we categorically will not advise you in any situation here with the way of what to purchase or what to sell. But you have to educate yourself when it comes time to what you're going to do with your money with regards to precious metals. When I was a young man and started having some money behind me, I walked into the local Scottrade office here in Spring Hill. That tells you how long ago this was. Scottrade's not even a thing anymore, and they actually had physical offices. And I was making good money at the time, and finally, at the beginning of my adult life, and I sat down with the agent there at Scottrade, and I'm like, what should I put my money into? What's going to earn me a good return on my money with low risk? And that's pretty much what I said to the guy point blank. And he said, I can't help you with that. And he literally said, if you can't make that decision on your own, you shouldn't be putting your money into anything. It's like, you need to go out and figure that out for yourself. That's what he told me. I was willing to give him quite a bit of money right then and there. He's like, you got to make that decision on your own. You can't rely on other people to tell you what to do with your money. You have to do the research yourself and educate yourself, and then make an informed decision, understanding the risk that is associated with what you're going to do with your money. And I left his office actually pretty quickly, and went home and thought about what he said for quite a while. I was like, holy shit, he's right. And and since then, I've only made a couple bad decisions, following my gut and my own intuition, investment-wise, I mean. And other than that, it's worked out pretty well. So, but it's because I didn't follow what some talking head told me to do. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the stacking community have definitely over the last 4 or 5 years since COVID has come on, and also since social media has become such a powerful tool. That's the other part of it too. In the last 4 or 5 years, so the prowess of social media has just exploded. I mean, I read somewhere that when people wake up, the first thing they do is they check their social media feed on their phone. That's like the first thing they do. It used to be to start your day and get ready for work and get ready to go to school and all that. Now they hop on their phone to see what happened on Facebook last night, or on X, not Twitter anymore, Tim.
X.
Get with it. So that's it's become such a powerful tool, and what a lot of people have to realize is that anybody can have a YouTube channel. There's no certificate, there's no training, all you need is a camera. We're running this off of some Galaxy Series, I don't know, S10 Note, whatever camera phone that I got from Verizon years ago. That's all the credentials that there are. So there's zero credentials.
Zero credentials.
Zero credentials. And if you listen to a lot of these YouTube channels, regardless of what they're promoting or talking about, you can tell they have no idea really about the industry. A lot of them are relying on outsiders who are in the industry to form opinion, to portray information to the social media world, in which they really have no input into. They're just relaying what they heard. And I mean, that's social media in a nutshell. But getting back to this guy, it's just what his comment was. So he's right in the way that it is a fixed market at this point in the game. And that's, I don't think, going to change anytime soon. Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan are 100% entrenched with Congress. Congress is the only body that can make the paper writers of silver contracts change their MO by forcing them to have the physical silver to back these contracts with. So until that happens, there is a fixed, market when it comes to the silver price. It's just the way it is. It is controlled. Right now, I think it's kind of at the bottom of where it can go price-wise, but it can still go lower. There's no guarantee, that's for sure. But again, we're not buying silver to invest, right? It's not an investment. It's a speculation. It's a diversification. That's what it is. It's your way of getting wealth out of the banks, out of the digital world, and into your actual hands to have in case of whatever situation presents itself. And I think that's a very powerful tool. That's why we promote it here at Vermillion Enterprises. So what do you think about that, Tim?
It makes sense to me. I've actually heard some financial advisors talk. I've actually talked to some financial advisors about it, and
what do they say? What do actual registered financial advisors say about buying physical metal?
So the highest number I got for a diversification was 20. And this guy was like,
what do you mean 20?
20% of your portfolio.
Okay.
And he was just like, that's the absolute
Why?
Just because.
Well, that doesn't work.
Yeah,
that doesn't work at all. So he's got to put some reason behind that, and it
was a short conversation over a beer.
There you go. So that number to me is different for everybody. Some people probably should be 5 or 10%. I know people that are 90%. I know people that use it as a savings account because when they get their paycheck or their whatever their monthly income is, if it's sitting in their bank account or cash in pocket, it's going to be spent. So they convert it into precious metals and they make it harder on themselves to spend it. And I think that's a great tactic for self-control. I think that's perfect. And they understand the caveats that the market goes up and it goes down. But hey, if they lose a little bit on the price of silver, it goes down right before they need it. It's a lot better than them blowing all their cash in their pocket and they got nothing. So it's just another form of diversification. So I hear a lot of numbers like Tim just said, 10%, 20%, whatever, without any real understanding of what that is. And that to me is kind of frustrating because a financial advisor will often say, you need to put X number of dollars in this, X number of dollars in that. And whatever your breadbasket is, this should be in that, this, and this, right? Well, okay, that's just a blanket statement that they can use to sell a package, if you will. It doesn't actually, it's not tailor-made, right? It's not, hey, I'm willing to assume this amount of risk. No. You're going to do X, Y, and Z. Well, I want to do this. So that comes back to, you have to be able to make your own decisions and use all the information out there that's available to you to do that. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of people have this gentleman's sentiment because they didn't do that. They listened to specific people who had their own interest in heart and mind, which was obviously to line their pockets, and which is, hey, that's capitalism, that's America. We don't have to do it at other people's demise, though. We can still make a profit as a business, a good profit. We've been doing very well these last 3 years. But we do it with transparency. We do it with the mindset that you as a customer are going to make your own decisions. We're not going to force product on you. We're not going to tell you what product to purchase or to sell that benefits us. We're going to put out the prices. We're going to tell you, hey, you want to buy this 100-ounce brick? Here's what it costs you. You want to sell a 100-ounce brick? Here's what we're going to pay you up front. And kind of take it or leave it. And you got to do what is best for you. We're not going to advise you or tell you what to do. I think that's bad business from someone who's on this side of the counter. So I think hopefully this isn't a message that this is the first time I've been putting out here. I've been putting this out a number of times on our own channel, on Spectacular's channel, on Silver Seeker's channel a couple times. So, this isn't me coming out of left field with this. We've been saying this for a long time. And if you really do want advice from people with regards to what you should be purchasing in the way of precious metals, talk to people who are actually in the industry and ask them very pointed questions. Don't, if you come into my shop and you say, what silver should I buy? I'm gonna be like, whatever you want. If you come into my shop and ask me specific questions about, individual product lines or individual SKUs, we can have intelligent conversations that would hopefully benefit you. But if you come in and just say, what do I need to buy? I'm going to be like, whatever you want. I'm never going to direct someone into a purchase or a sale, because I think that's just bad business and can result into hard feelings down the road. So again, I think people need to look at dealers like myself and the online dealers, the Atmexes, the JMs and all that, as a grocery store. And you go into Publix, which is the main grocer we have here. I went in last night and we got dinner, so I bought grouper, we bought broccoli, we bought peaches, and some watermelon, right? So that's what I bought last night for dinner. And I didn't ask the guy, any of the grocery store employees, which fish I should buy, which vegetables I should buy, which fruit I should buy. I went in there and be like, okay, this is what we're going to do, because this is what I deem I need to feed my family with, that is best for them, not what somebody else working at the store feels is best. So approach stores like myself and the online dealers in the same way. If you want to buy this because you think it's going to be a great gift for little Johnny, absolutely, little Johnny will probably love this. And that's what it is, right? If you think this is what is best for you right now as a form of way of diversifying your portfolio, absolutely. A lot of people believe that. We are we're definitely in the business of doing that, and so I agree with that too. But understanding that is not what this is. So you got to be able to tease all that information out. Am I missing anything that we should hit on here, Tim?
No, but it sounds like when I used to work in a bicycle shop, you have a customer come in and, what kind of bike should I get? Well, that's
whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. So right. Come in and say, I do this kind of mountain biking. Here's my budget. What's the best bike for me? And
that's a great analogy. I'm glad you said that. And because there's a bike shop operator here that I know that does not operate like that. And if you went into his shop and said that, he'd be like, okay, yeah, great. Here's this brand new model we got in. This bike costs $3,500. It's perfect for you. And in reality, he's trying to sell you that bike because it's got the best markup on it for him in the shop. And there's a lot of people, especially on social media, that operate that same way. And they are not operating with the idea that what is good business. They're operating with how they can make as much money off of you as humanly possible as fast as they can. And unfortunately, a lot of people got suckered into that recently. So yeah, that's a great analogy. It's the exact same thing. So anything else there, Tim?
That's really about it.
Anything I said there that you think people would need clarification on?
We'll find out.
Okay, but nothing to jump out of you?
Nothing that jumps out at me.
All right, well, let's see how this goes. And of course, we do buy and sell silver, so if there's anything we can help you with, please reach out to the shop. We'll be happy to help. And yeah, I think that covers it. So you guys have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you down the road.